Call this meeting to order. If you please join me with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call, please.
Alderman Hoffman.
Here.
Alderman Barella. Here. Alderman Rucker. Alderman Osteen. Alderman Morose.
Here.
Alderman Ross.
Here.
All right, we do have a
Oh,
quorum.
Mayor Harmonson.
Yes, I'm here too.
Woohoo!
All right, we do have a quorum. Barely. I'm going to start with the citizens' communication. This is a time set aside on the agenda for citizens and visitors to address the mayor and board on any topic that is not a public hearing. For those here in person, speakers will be restricted to a 3-minute timeline unless otherwise permitted. Minutes may not be donated or transferred from one speaker to another. Any questions or comments for the mayor and the board may be sent to the city clerk at tberreth@osagebeach.org no later than 10 a.m. on the board meeting day, the first and third Thursday of each month. Submitted questions and comments may be read during the citizens' communication section of the agenda. The Board of Aldermen will not take any action on any item not listed on the agenda, nor will it respond to questions, although staff may be directed to respond at a later time. The Mayor and the Board of Aldermen welcome and value input and feedback from the public. Is there anyone here in person who would like to address the board? Since nobody's here, I'm going to guess. Point of order, we'll talk about that later if I need to read that when nobody's here. But. All right, we're going to move on to the approval of the consent agenda. Has the board had the opportunity to review the minutes from November 4th, 2024, December 2nd, 2024, and December 5th, 2024, and the bills list from 2019, 2024? And does anybody have any comments, questions, or corrections on those items? Seeing none, I'd entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So move.
Alderman Morose. Second. Alderman Ross. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Motion for the consent agenda passes. Next, we're going to move on to the financial update, and tonight is going to be Devin Lake, City Administrator.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. I'm happy to report that we received our December numbers. So to finish out the year, we are 1.9% above what we budgeted for sales tax and 6.9% above what we were at the end of the year last year. So we budgeted $6,250,000 and we came in at $6,368,000. And our marijuana tax came in at $272,609.
All right. Anybody have any comments or questions for Devin on that? Very good. Thank you. All right. We're going to first move on to our public hearing. Since nobody is here from the public, any comments on that? I'm going to ask for, since I officially opened it by asking, I'm going to need somebody to make a motion to close the public hearing.
You want to do unfinished business first?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Alderman Ross. It's, you know what? I am trying to do this all by computer now. It's baby steps. Last week I had my cheat sheet, so I apologize. So yes, we'll move on to unfinished business first. And since Tara showed me to click this little button over here, this is Bill 24-82, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to approve a contract with Four Seasons Plumbing, LLC, for the water main loop, Gulfview Lane to Nichols Road project for an amount not to exceed $377,354. This is the second reading. City Engineer Drew Bowman, please.
Mayor, members of the board, I don't have any other comments. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Comments or questions from the board? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve second reading?
Motion approved.
Alderman Ross, do I have a second? Alderman Morose, roll call, please.
Alderman Barella.
Yes.
Alderman Hoffman.
Yes.
Alderman Morose.
Yes.
Alderman Ross.
Yes.
Alderman Osteen. Alderman Rucker.
All right, second reading passes. Now on to public hearing. Fiscal year 2025 Osage Beach annual budget. Seeing no one's here from the public, do I have a motion to close public hearing?
So moved.
Alderman Ross, do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Hoffman. Do we need a roll call on this to close public hearing?
Nope.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Public hearing now is closed. Now on to new business. Bill 24-93, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, adopting an annual budget for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2025 and ending December 31st, 2025, and appropriating funds pursuant thereto. This is the first and second reading tonight. City Administrator Devin Lake, please.
I have no further comments. Does any of the board have any questions?
Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve first reading?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Hoffman, second Alderman Barella. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, first reading passes. Second reading, same bill, 24-93, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, adopting an annual budget for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2025 and ending December 31st, 2025, and appropriating funds pursuant thereto. Second reading. Comments or questions? What are you doing over there?
Getting excited?
Me too.
I'm getting excited.
All right, no, do I have a motion to approve second reading?
So move.
Alderman Rose, do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Ross, roll call, please.
Alderman Rucker. Alderman Osteen. Alderman Ross.
Here? Yes.
Alderman Rose.
Here.
Alderman Hoffman.
Yes.
Alderman Barella.
Yes.
Yay!
I didn't answer.
Sorry. Alderman Hoffman.
Take 4 votes tonight, I think, all 4?
Don't make me come down there.
Very good.
Yes.
All right, second reading passes. Next, we're going to move on to,
She's wearing a Bronco scarf, so you know she can't take any more.
I'm a Broncos fan too,
All right, tonight we are.
though. For sure.
all right. Bill, sorry, resolution 2024-12, a resolution of the Board of Aldermen of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, stating facts and reasons for the necessity to amend and increase the city's annual budget for fiscal year 2024. Again, Devin Lake.
This will be the closing budget amendment for fiscal year 2024. This is the resolution to state the facts and reasons as to why that amendment is necessary. I included a spreadsheet that gives you the reasons for each of the amounts in each fund that went over more than $5,000 on operations and maintenance, and anything over 10% of the budgeted amount for capital. If anybody has any questions on that.
Questions from the board? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the resolution?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Hoffman, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Alderman Barella, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, resolution passes. Next, we're going to move on to Bill 24-92, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, amending ordinance number 23.90, adopting the 2024 annual budget, transfer of funds for necessary expenditure for various accounts. This is the first and second reading. Assistant City Administrator April White, please.
This may seem redundant because of that resolution, but Devin decided that we're going to start doing a resolution every time we also do a budget amendment. That's what we feel is appropriate. So this is actually the ordinance for the budget amendment, and it's just all the amendments that were displayed or discussed throughout that budget hearing. So this is just shoring up the end of the year. Also pointing out that the CIT fund as a whole was over budget, so we're required by ordinance to point that out as well. Of course, that was all displayed during the budget hearings and in your total amended numbers for fiscal year 2025. So, any questions?
Questions or comments? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve? Alderman Ross. Second, Alderman Rose. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. First reading passes. Second reading, same bill, Bill 24-92, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, amending ordinance number 23.90, adopting the 2024 annual budget, transfer of funds for necessary expenditures for various accounts. If I don't have any comments or questions, do I have a motion to approve second reading? Alderman Barella. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Ross. Roll call, please.
Alderman Hoffman?
Yes.
Alderman Barella?
Yes.
Alderman Rose?
Yes.
Alderman Ross?
Yes.
Alderman Osteen? Alderman Rucker?
All right, second reading passes. Next, we have Bill 24-87, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, amending Chapter 405 zoning regulation, Section 405.370A, 6, sign regulations, all zoning districts, proposed purpose of the city code for various purposes as set forth. First and second reading. This is the first reading at City Attorney Cole Bradbury.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the board. As directed by the board, this is an amendment to the city's sign code exempting passenger vehicles and trailers of a similar size from the sign code. The city planner and I took this to the planning commission last Tuesday, I believe it was. Planning commission voted to recommend it for your approval, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Comments or questions from the board? Alderman Hoffman.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone who put time and effort into this. This has been a long process. Hat goes off to the staff for sticking with us on this and getting it worked out. And I wanted to thank the Planning and Zoning Committee for getting this done and heading it back to us, and I fully support it.
Very good. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve first reading?
So moved.
Alderman Ross. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Alderman Barella. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Second reading, same bill, Bill 24-87, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, amending Chapter 405 zoning regulations, Section 405.370A6 sign regulations, all zoning districts, purpose of the city code for various purposes as set forth, second reading. If there's no other comments or questions, do I have a motion to approve second reading?
So moved.
Alderman Morose, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Hoffman, roll call, please.
Alderman Rose?
Yes.
Alderman Ross?
Yes.
Alderman Hoffman?
Yes.
Alderman Barella?
Yes.
Alderman Rucker? Alderman Osteen? Mayor, can you pause for 1 second?
Yes.
Jamie, what does he say?
He's trying to connect right now.
Okay, if we can't see and hear him both, he can't connect.
Yeah, no, but I was
Okay.
trying to tell you we're in progress right
Okay.
now. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Okay, thank you.
No worries. Next, we have Bill 24-88, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, establishing a hands-free ordinance. This is the first reading. Chief of Police Todd Davis.
Mayor and members of the board, on August 28 to 23, the state and the new law went into effect, 304-822, which prohibits the use of handheld electronic devices while operating a motor vehicle. Enforcement of that law begins January 1st, 2025. This is just to, this ordinance mirrors the state statute and would allow us to charge, issue the tickets through municipal court. It's basically mirrors the state statute. We do recommend approval.
Comments or questions from the board? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve first reading? Alderman Barella, do I have a second? Alderman Rose, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, first reading passes. Next, we have Bill 24-89, an ordinance to the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, accepting the State American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, grants to ambulance services, grant in the amount not to exceed $50,599.77. First and second reading. Chief Davis, please.
Mayor and members of the board, we requested we applied for a grant, the ARPA grant, back in October. We're requesting medical equipment, computer equipment, training aids, and additional training for the ambulance. We were awarded that grant. It is a 90-10 state local match, so we pay 10%. The state and federal government are paying 90%. It is an amount of $50,599.77, which we will be responsible for $5,060, basically. The $5,060 already is included in the 2025 budget, and we're just requesting permission to accept this grant.
Comments or questions from the board? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve first reading?
So
Alderman
moved.
Rose, do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Ross, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, second reading, same bill, Bill 24-89, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, accepting the State American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, grant to ambulance services grant in an amount not to exceed $50,599.77. If there is no further comments or questions, do I have a motion to approve second reading?
Motion.
Alderman Barella, do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Hoffman, roll call, please.
Alderman Osteen. Alderman Rucker. Alderman Ross.
Yes.
Alderman Morose.
Yes.
Alderman Hoffman.
Yes.
Alderman Barella. Yes.
All right, second reading passes. Next, we have Bill 24-90, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, approving an extension of time to issue bonds under the redevelopment agreement between the City of Osage Beach, Missouri and Lakeport Village LLC. Again, first and second reading. City Attorney Cole Bradbury.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the board. This is one of several deadlines contained in our redevelopment agreement for what we all know as the Oasis. One of the deadlines was that the bonds supporting this project, which the board has previously approved, be issued by the end of this calendar year. Throughout last year and this year, staff and some of the elected officials have been making steady progress on those bonds. The mayor and I have attended a public meeting in October, I believe it was. We, until very recently, thought we were going to squeeze it in by the end of the year. The developer was shooting for a fourth quarter bond issuance, but a couple issues came up at the last minute, nothing major, but as you can imagine, in a 8-figure transaction, there are a lot of moving parts, and a couple of issues came up with financing that will not get resolved. That I think they actually are close to being resolved now, but they needed to be completed before the bonds could be issued. The bonds were supposed to be issued by the end of the year. This was, and so this is an extension, I believe, to June 30th of next year to give them plenty of time, so we're not doing the constant back and forth of extending it a little bit at a time. We're currently looking at what we hope will be a February bond issuance on this project. The reason for the first and second reading is the upcoming deadline end of the year. We only recently confirmed that we wouldn't make the deadline, and we only had a few days to turn this around before the packet deadline for the first meeting in December. And I think Gilmore and Bell, which drafted this, missed that deadline by a day, or I think by a day. So that's the reason for the first and second reading on this. And it's been my understanding from the board that we prefer not to put parties into default if we don't intend to hold them in default. So that's the rationale for the first and second reading. And I'm happy to answer any other questions.
Comments or questions from the board? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve first reading?
So moved.
Alderman Ross, do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Hoffman, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, second reading, same bill, 24-90, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, approving an extension of time to issue bonds under the redevelopment agreement between the City of Osage Beach, Missouri and Lakeport Village LLC. If there are no comments or questions, I'd entertain a motion to approve second reading.
So moved.
Alderman Morose, do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Barella, roll call, please.
Alderman Barella.
Yes.
Alderman Rucker. Alderman Morose.
Yes.
Alderman Osteen. Alderman Ross.
Yes.
Alderman Hoffman.
Yes.
All right, second reading passes. Next, we have Bill 24-91, an ordinance to enable the City of Osage Beach, Missouri to join Show Me Pace pursuant to Section 67.2700 to 67.2835, RESMO, the Property Assessment Clean Energy Act, and stating the terms under which the city will conduct activities as a member such district. That sounds like a lot of city attorney jargon. So you want to clear it up for us?
Yes, Mayor, members of the board. This is a financing option, as you can see, permitted by state statute. The developer of the Oasis has indicated that they would like to use this. It's essentially a way to tap into cheaper financing by counting certain environmentally friendly aspects of the development, in particular things like windows, HVAC, solar, towards various aspects of the financing. Again, this is another Gilmore and Bell drafted ordinance. This is a fairly common one throughout the state. Camden County already has one for another, which was enacted at the request of a different developer. Doesn't cost the city anything. It just enables the developer to access this kind of financing, which helps knock some interest off of their loans and makes it more likely that they will, it makes it easier for them to pull the project off. So I'm happy to answer any questions. Staff does recommend approval.
Any comments or questions from the board? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve first reading?
So moved.
Alderman Ross, do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Hoffman, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Bill 2491 passes. Next, we have Bill 24-94, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute a service agreement with the law office of Todd Miller LLC for an amount not to exceed $30,000. The first reading. Again, City Attorney Cole Bradbury.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the board. For this is a 2025 budget item. It was also budgeted in 2024, although we did not use it. This is to hire Todd Miller as an assistant prosecuting attorney for the city. This is to free up some of my time to focus on some of the other bigger, more pressing projects that we have. The impetus for this started with a conversation I had with Gina last year. Essentially, you know, with all of the litigation, TIFs, and other projects we have going, this was kind of my break glass in case of emergency line item to get some help and buy some more time to focus on other projects that are important to the city and, as you know, as directed by the board. Issued an RFQ in November. We received 4, all very qualified candidates. Would have been happy with any one of them. Ultimately selected Mr. Miller. Really the tie went to him because he's the most familiar with the local bar already, so he has the relationships with the local attorneys. He is currently the village prosecutor for the Village of Four Seasons, although 3 of the 4 applicants were prosecutors in different towns throughout the state. So with that, I do recommend approval. Happy to answer any questions.
Comments or questions from the board? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to.
Alderman Hoffman, second. Alderman Barella, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next, we're going to move on to Resolution 2024-11, a resolution of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, authorizing the Police Department to participate in the Missouri Department of Transportation Highway Safety Grant Program in fiscal year 2026. Chief Davis, please.
Mayor, members of the board, this is a city council authorization form. It's a form that you guys have signed for the last several years. It's allowing us to participate in the MoDOT's federal highway safety funds. We'll use the funds for overtime enforcement on hazardous moving violations and DWI enforcement. It's just a form that you guys need to fill out to say that you're all right with us accepting the money that we apply for. Recommend approval.
I think I missed one, but
I was thinking so too.
yep, but we'll go ahead with this one. My apologies. Any comments or questions for the chief? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Alderman Barella, do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Rose, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. All right, now we're going to move back up. My apologies. Resolution 2024-09, a resolution of City of Osage Beach, Missouri, approving the ambulance supervisor to apply for the assistant to firefighter grant for the purchase of a new ambulance. Chief Davis, please.
Mayor, members of the board, you've asked us to reach out or look for other ways to help fund the ambulance. Our ambulance supervisor found this grant. We would like to apply for the grant to purchase a new ambulance. It's a cost share, 95.5 federal and city 5%. The deadline to approve for this funding is actually tomorrow. Tommy's got it all ready, queued up to go if we can to submit. So we'd like your approval to apply for the funds.
How much are you asking for, Chief?
The current price of the ambulance is almost, or I believe it's $375,000.
Very nice. Comments or questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve resolution?
So moved.
Alderman Ross, do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Hoffman, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Motion is approved. Next, we have a motion to approve the purchase of Sulzer pumps and components for municipal equipment company for a price not to exceed $686,633. Public Works Operation Manager, Zach Wilbur, please.
Thank you, sir. Mayor and members of the board, this is going to be our first pump purchase of 25. We'll be buying 192 single-phase pumps, along with roughly $20,000 of OEM Sulzer parts. We did get word that that Sulzer is going to do a 5% increase starting January 1st. So we just want to place the order now. It'll save us roughly $35,000. Comes out of repair systems. The cost city is $686,633, and I do recommend approval. Any questions?
Okay. Comments from the board? Alderman Rose.
Zach, I've got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Obviously, you're wanting to order all of these to take advantage of a discounted price, right? And there's a lot of them. How many of them do we really need now as far as replacing? Otherwise, we're spending the money to save some money, but yet if they're going to be sitting on the shelf and we need something more desperate as the time goes on, where we could use the money for that, I'm just wondering.
This is what our estimated annual usage will be this year. So needs to get us through the next quarter would probably be 25% of each item. We did up to 3.5 horse high heads. We're finding that a lot of because they are $2,500, we're finding that a lot of them will fit in the place of a 6 horsepower pump. So we're trying to do some cost savings there, but yeah, it's an annual order, so 25% to get us through the first quarter if we just wanted to purchase 25%, but we expect to use them, or most hopefully have some carryover into next year.
I just cringe at the amount of money that this is taking, and I understand the need and we've got to replace things, but I just don't know if it behooves us to take advantage of the sale for that many when we're not going to need them immediately. I don't know how anybody else feel the same.
Alderman Ross.
I'm sitting here quickly trying to do the math, and you said it was going to save us $35,000 on a,
5% of 600,000?
how much? 5%?
5%.
It's a good savings. I hear what you're saying. I think that probably it's best to take advantage of the savings because we're going to use them anyway. And the way price increases are going, I'm not so sure there's not going to be one July 1st. What's the probability we will use all of these by the end of next year, in your mind? I know you can't guarantee anything.
Hopefully we don't. But when we sat down and dialed it in, we think we're going to be tight. We may be 5 or 10 here or there.
So 80-90% probability we're going to use them.
Yeah, we'll use them.
5% is pretty good money on their return. So
you're saying 89% of the amount that you're ordering will be used this next year?
Yes, 25.
All right.
And hopefully it's not more, but yeah.
Okay.
Alderman Hoffman.
Yeah, this is already budgeted item too, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with Alderman Ross that the 35K is is worth the investment to me.
As long as they're being used within a year, I'm satisfied.
We'll go visiting this December, okay?
All right, any other comments or questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Hoffman. Do we have a second?
Second.
Alderman Rose. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Next, we have a motion to approve the purchase of 59 high tide, I don't even know how to pronounce it, SCADA units from Municipal Equipment Company for a price not to exceed $277,731.95. Again, Zach Wilbur.
Mayor, members of the board, this was the budgeted item under those capital improvements to buy these high tides. High Tide themselves are offering a 12% discount if purchased by the end of the year. So, it's 12.5. So try to jump on that and get these. 51 would go towards the sewer department. This will replace the remaining antenna sites and then add onto those additional, those additional lift stations. It's been referred to as the Big 88, but we hope to get coverage on all of those. Then 8 units are to completely swap out the water side with all of their reporting sites. Both the lines come out of that SCADA improvement, 77320 for the respective departments, and it is a $277,000, $731.95. I do recommend approval.
All right, comments from the board, questions?
Just one
Alderman
quick
Ross.
question. Zach, did you say you expect this to get all of our big, quote, Big 88 covered?
Yes, that was
Okay.
the goal.
Great. Thanks, that's all I have.
Anyone else? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Alderman Ross. Do I have a second?
So second.
Alderman Hoffman. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, last item of business, we have a motion to authorize the mayor to sign, a what? Promulgation statement with the Camden County Emergency Management Agency. Learned a new word today. Agreeing to adopt, utilize the Camden County Local Emergency Operations Plan. Chief, please.
Yes, members of the
Todd
board.
Davis.
We are currently doing this now. We recently updated the local emergency operation plan earlier this summer. We reviewed it. The majority of the updates were changing of names with new city administrators and people in new positions. The benefit of us, continuing to promulgate is that if there is a major disaster or anything within the county and in the city, we're all working off the same playbook. And when we call and request something, they know what we're talking about. The emergency management and the police department, we recommend approval.
Comments or questions from the board? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Alderman Rose, do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Barella. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Chiefs play tonight?
Broncos at Chargers.
Last meeting of the year should be a quick one.
I see that, yeah. All right, we're going to move on to staff communications. We're going to start with our city administrator, Devin Lake, please.
So first of all, I want to congratulate Maddie. This week, she became a certified professional of the Society for Human Resource Management.
Very nice.
Very nice.
April and I have both taken the time to read the employee survey and the comments, and we've been brainstorming some ideas for improvement over the next year, and we will continue to do that in the coming months. And I got to go hang out with the leaf collection crew yesterday, and I just want to say, everything in this town is uphill. So if you ever wanted to use that, I walked to school in the snow uphill both ways, you could say that here.
Welcome to the lake.
Yeah. So I just want to say how proud I am of those guys. That job is super dirty. The terrain is not easy to navigate. So I really appreciate all the guys that do that job, and it was really fun to hang out with them for the afternoon. And I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. And that's all I have.
Very good. Assistant City Administrator, April White.
I was going to congratulate Maddie as well. She was super excited when she sent the text that she passed with flying colors. So very proud of you and value that you're wanting to further professional development and personal development. So, and just last night for Santa at City Hall, I think he's here till 8 tonight. So hopefully that whole program has went well, and we've had more attendance than we thought, and the Parks Department has worked wonders out there, and it looks so great. And I've got compliments even from people at Casey's. It's random. People really liked it here this year. So thankful for the Parks Department for throwing all that together, and all the other, departments who helped with that. And just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
All right.
That's it.
Thank you very much. City Clerk Tara Barth.
Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy New Year. Your packets. No, that's it. That's all I have to do. I was going to say packets, but I don't know the schedule. They'll be out next week. Oh, our meeting is right after New Year's. So, New Year's Day.
Like on the 2nd?
Right
On
on
the
the second.
second.
That's my birthday.
It's your birthday?
I take presents.
I'm going to put balloons behind your chair.
Cool.
I've got ideas.
Make you wear a hat. Make you wear it.
Oh,
All right.
Lord.
All right, all good.
All right, City Attorney Cole Bradbury.
Just wanted to thank the board for approving that prosecutor services contract. It's been kind of coming for a while now, and we've got a lot of good things happening, but time-consuming things. And I'm hoping that'll help get turnarounds a little bit quicker. Some of the departments, Ron, I'm sorry, I still owe you a contract, I know. But I'm hoping to dig out a little bit with that newfound time. Also, just wanted to say Merry Christmas to everybody, and we'll see y'all next year. Oh, and last, I remember the other thing. The board did direct us at the last meeting to work on a plan for out-of-city utilities, utility connections. Those documents were ordinance and support were submitted to Tara this afternoon, and you'll have to see that on January 2nd.
Very good.
Very good. Chief Davis.
Last night, we did our annual Shop with a Cop. We had 22 little kiddos. We had about 24, 25 officers and some of the spouses and siblings or children. And we had a good time. We partnered with Walmart to do this over the last several years, and I think the staff there have just as much fun as we do with the kids. Some of them really kept you on your feet, I'll tell you that.
That's awesome.
And everybody have Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and safe travels if you're traveling.
Thank you very much. Building Inspector Ron White.
Thank you, Mayor. Merry Christmas to everybody, and I'm glad the budget passed. I'm looking forward to a different topic of conversation around the dinner table.
Well played.
All right, City Planner Kerry Patterson.
Well, I just want to say one of the things, if the meetings that we're having currently are any projection for what 2025 is going to be, it's going to be busy in the development world. So looking forward to that. I'll be out of the office next week, so if anybody needs anything, I will be around town, so shoot me an email or something, and I'll get back to you. And other than that, have a very Merry Christmas and be very safe. Come back next year, and we'll keep rolling. Thanks.
Thank you. Airport, Ty Densdale.
Mixing it up tonight.
Nothing to report at the airports. Congratulations, Maddie, and happy holidays, everybody. Be careful.
I did want to say, Angie, do you want to say anything? Angie's joining us tonight up here. She joined us at Planning and Zoning last week.
Just appreciate being here. Thanks for having me.
Very good. Maddie, HR.
Thank you, Mayor and members of the board. We're in the middle of our performance evaluation cycle. Me and Abby are hiring some people. Same old on my front, just busy, busy, busy. But Merry Christmas, everyone, and that's all I've got.
All right, thank you. Drew, you have anything? Engineer.
Oh, nothing too major to report right now. Just Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everyone.
Good. Zach, Public Work.
Thank you. I just want to thank the board for purchasing that transfer pump earlier this year. We've been controlling the flow at the Rockaway station for 3 days now with it, so it's nice. It's rewarding to have that and know that we can, it's just a test phase right now. There's nothing wrong with the station, but it can control Rockaway in the off season, so it's very nice to have that capability. Thank you.
All right, thank you much. Alderman Barella.
Just Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Be safe and enjoy the extra time with your family.
All right, thank you. Alderman Hoffman.
Want to say thank you very much to April and Devin. I know the budget was a long process and to the whole staff. We got through it, and I feel really good about where we're at. So thank you all for that. Alderman Osteen called me today, and he wanted me to convey a message to everyone. Obviously, he's still not here. He's dealing with family stuff still. But he wanted to say thank you to the city for sending flowers to his dad's funeral. And he wanted to give a special thank you to all the individuals who showed up. He said he was very touched and very moved by it. I can hear it in his voice. So he wanted me to convey that to you, and thank you very much for all the support you guys have given him. And Merry Christmas.
All right. Alderman Morose.
Yes, kudos to Devin and April and Carrie and working on the budget. I echo what Justin had just said. Also, not to be redundant, but just kudos to the Jamie and Patience and Eric and the Parks Department and Public Works that helped with getting the shed over there in such a timely matter, with a matter, of a week. They got it all together, and I thought it was quite awesome. And I think it was successful the way it sounds, of people showing up. When the bypass had come through, it precipitated a number of us to form a Parkway West Business Association. And in that respect, we got with the businesses. I say we, there was about 6 of us gals. And we got with many businesses along the Parkway west of the Glaze Bridge because the businesses were affected by the bypass. And with that in mind, we were able to ignite some excitement around Christmas of people buying displays and lighting up the Parkway the best they could. Anyway, with that being said, I'm hoping that this coming year that we can get a committee formed and basically entice the businesses that don't have displays to buy them, and we know that we can store them, and Public Works comes and sets them up and takes them down to just try to increase a little bit more interest for lighting up the Parkway. I hope that we can do that. And other than that, safe travels, everyone. Merry Christmas. I love the spirit of the gentleman that dressed up for our holiday. Anyway. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Ross.
Just a couple, 3 things. One, I failed to last meeting, to recognize Special Road District for their contribution to us around the Safer Streets grant. That was great news and very generous of them. So thank you all. Mainly just want to recognize staff for everything that they've done this year. Appreciate everything. Wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. But most importantly, for those folks that are working Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Day, the holidays, the police officers, the ambulance folks, the sewer workers, and who else I apologize for not mentioning, thank you for all that you do. And that's all I have.
You're here.
All right, very good. I don't have much tonight. Kudos, staff, April, Devin, all that's worked on, the staff that put together information for this year. It was a different process. We talk about it on Mayor Monday at the radio every week, and they keep asking me questions, and I really like the process. I really do. And it was nice to be able to hash things out here rather than on the dais. And I mean, tonight, first and second reading, it was a good thing. So congratulations to everybody. And then just thanks to the board and the staff. Here we are entering into a new year. The more I do this, the more I learn. And for those out there, I cannot stress enough. If you have a problem with the city, we want to hear about it, because everybody on the staff side, the board side, myself, if there's something that needs corrected, we want to correct it. If you have an issue, door's always open. Come see us. We want to talk to you. And customer service is huge to me, but we can't fix a problem if we don't know about it. So please let us know, and if we can work with you, wonderful. If there's something that unfortunately we have to say no, we'll do it in a respectful way and help you figure out how we can say yes. So with that being said, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year. Be careful and love your family and safe travels. All right. With that being said, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Alderman Hoffman, do I have a second? Alderman Ross. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned.